Hello, what's up and what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we got Season 4 off-season. We're going to set some guidelines from here on out in this franchise. Every off-season, we have to cut 5 players. And that's after we allow everybody who's a free agent to test free agency. So we might lose out on some guys. The only guy that we can re-sign, whether they have 2 years left, 1 year deal, or no years left, in the re-signing period is, of course, our quarterback in Blake Golston. We can only make 1 trade from here on out as well. So those are the rules from now on. Releasing everybody. We already maxed out the signing bonuses. Can only sign 5 guys during the free agency. Gotta let all of our free agents walk to free agency so they can test the waters. Can only make 1 trade and can only re-sign our quarterback during the re-signing period. All right. We need a new offensive coordinator. And he's going to be Saunders. Well, at least I hope. He wants the bag. Over $1 million for 2 years. That's the salary he wanted. That was not the salary he was asking for to start things off. But his pockets got fat because the bidding war was intense. Zach Crockett has retired. He has himself a ring. He's 34 years of age. Hopefully he's still feeling good after being a lead blocker for all those years. Marshall Faulk is also going to call it a career. Willie McGinnis, he's done. Zoe Dixon, he's done. Curtis, my favorite, Martin, he's going to call it a career as well. Joey Galloway, John Lynch, that's my GM. Kyle Brady, 82 overall, he's done. Mark Brunell, he's also going to call it a career. And then Big Russ, man, he career-ending injury, only 29 years of age at O-line. O-linemen, D-linemen, especially D-tackles, they can play till they're like 37, 38, 39 and still give you good production, all right? So we're going to let Carlos Francis walk. I do sometimes, if they're a restricted free agent, I will re-sign him here, just like we were going to do with Justin Fargas. But then, of course, the Rams are willing to give us a king's ransom for him, so we allowed him to go. So Gandy, Stone, Clark, Smith, Williams, Jolly, Walker, Teo Johnson, Looker, Charlie Batch, all these guys are going to be let go in the free agency pool. And again, we're going to have to try to sign 5 guys, and it might not be all of those guys. Blake Golston has 1 year left on his deal, so it's a perfect time to re-sign him. Give him a 5-year deal. Going to max out that signing bonus and throw some more on top. Oh, and I didn't mention this, but their bar has to be fully green. For the quarterback that we re-signed, because I plan on doing this for future Madden 05 franchises on this channel, the bar on top has to be fully green, and that's exactly what happened with our guy there. I was showing you Stone that he was our backup last year. He was not even our starter, highly overall, but again, we might let him walk. We're going to cut Big Stort from Purdue. He's going to get his walking papers. Mr. Walker, we've had him with the Minnesota Vikings. We've had him in this franchise as well. I think it's time that we part ways. So, yeah, the signing bonus, there's going to be some cap penalties. It's just going to happen. Randy Omens, who we drafted not that long ago, but this past draft, we picked up Orlando and Shields. And Omen's strength just isn't really there. I'm not getting the push that I want from that D-tackle spot. So we're going to see what happens moving forward. Grove, you got to hit the road, Jack. His name is Jack Grove. And I'm going to see you later. Hopefully you have a good one. He hate me. Definitely hates me now. Rod Smart, he is going to get his walking papers as well. So here are the top draft picks. I'm about to say top recruits, but here are the top, I guess, prospects in the draft is a better way to classify them. But we're only going at the right end, cornerback, and outside linebacker, and a couple of tight ends sprinkled in. And we're going to see if we can't land some of the guys that we want. Nothing is guaranteed in the NFL draft, just like nothing is guaranteed in life. Charles Woodson is on the move. In the roster, he was starting to regress. So that's why I'm thinking now's the perfect time to make a deal. If we are going to make a deal, it was going to be for a first-round pick, and the Eagles are the only team willing to give us a first-round pick. If there was no first-round picks available, I was going to keep them. But instead, we used that pick on Junior Mills, right end, out of Eastern Michigan, 74 overall. Hopefully he can have the type of season that Jason Hayes had on the opposite side. Sean Wells out of Auburn, 6'2", 242, beast of an outside linebacker. We take him with our original draft pick at number 32 in the first round, also 74 overall. Fred McCray out of USC, 5'10", 215-pound fullback, 71 overall, 56 run block, 61 catch, 72 awareness, 76 carry, 55 speed. But I'm telling you, I think he's going to be a monster. He can come in and, of course, replace Zach Crockett. Reed at center from Florida State. 302 pounds, 6'2", 68 overall. That is our third round pick at pick number 32. All right, so we're not going to get those tight ends I was telling you about. Quincy Andrews, quarterback from West Virginia, 60 overall. Not great, but Golston was 69 overall, and now he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league today. Our fifth round pick is going to be Butler. He's 65 overall, but only 68 catching, 83 speed. But 65 overall for a fifth round pick, basically a sixth round pick at pick number 32 in the fifth round, isn't really that bad. Then you got Ecker, 6th round pick, 63 overall out of NC State, 6 foot, 205 pounds. And then tight end, Castle. We did get a tight end, but not one that we scouted. He's 63 overall as well, with 63 awareness and 64 speed. Catching needs some work, and that speed, it could use some work too. James Farmer, first pick in the draft out of Illinois, going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. When the last time the Steelers had the first pick in the draft? Tay Nickerson out of Texas. He's going to go play his NFL football with the Detroit Lions. And then the first quarterback take is going to the Falcons. 5'11", 211 from Notre Dame. Got Marco Simons. So maybe the Dirty Bird days with Michael Vick are donezo. Slater going to be going to the Jaguars. Frederick going to be going to the San Francisco 49ers out of southeastern, I believe it's southeastern Missouri. Then Louisiana Monroe, Vickers D-tackle, going to go to those Miami Dolphins. 7th pick is another D-tackle, 320 pounds out of Oklahoma, Big Kevin Wright. And then John Mike was somebody who I wanted, but he was taken 6 picks before we were able to get him. He's a beast. 6'1", 202 pounds, ran a 4.2, which translates to a 96 overall speed. Jamie Butler, receiver out of Washington State, 91 speed, 80 overall, catching 75 overall, going to the Bengals. And then Biff, running back from Murray State, going to those St. Louis Rams, who are still looking for a running back. You had Steven Jackson. You drafted somebody after him. You got Fargus. Marshall Faulk just retired. There's a bunch going on. So Walker, we got to try to get him back, obviously. Then Law, Michael Vick is out there, Weaver. Then you got Dyson, 90 overall cornerback, but he's 28 years of age. So I don't know if that's somebody that we're going to be willing to target, but you never know in these free agency pools. You never know who you can mess around and get. But Michael Vick, John Kidner, Jay Feeler, and Ramsey are your top 4 quarterbacks. Foster, Chris Brown, Jordan, Travis Minor. Those are your top 4 halfbacks in free agency. We are not in the market for a running back, so yeah, that's just not going to happen. But could we get a fullback? I was kind of unsure of that if the guy we drafted was going to work out. So Langston going to go to the Chargers. Ty Law is going to go to the Cowboys. Michael Vick is a Brown, and Weaver is a Green Bay Packer. So things have changed in this franchise, to say the least. Andre Dyson, he's going to go take his Pro Bowl behind to the Buffalo Bills. We do bring back Doug Jolly. Foster, he's going to sign with those New York Jets. Rod Coleman, he is still out there at 90 overall. Only been in the league for 8 years, going into year number 9. Peter Warrick, one of the most exciting college football players of all time, is out there. And you know I love me some Florida State Seminoles, but we're not in the market for you. But we did get Charles Peanut Tillman. 90 overall, 26 years of age, so 2 years younger than Dyson. All right, so here goes some more movement. Howard, he's going to the Saints. They also get another tackle in Tucker, talking about the Chargers. The Vikings get Brown. The Chargers, they are going to get Will Allen. Then the Bears pick up John Kidner. Lamont Jordan going to the Cowboys. Minor, he's going to the Eagles. We will pick up Carter at receiver, Crowell at linebacker, and then Max Stark, 70 overall, left tackle to back up Robert Gallery. What universe are we in? We bring back Doug Jolly. Teo Johnson, he's going to be going to the Eagles. And then the Chargers are stealing all of our good players, because they're also going to go out and get, and not Rod Coleman, but Mr. Smith off of the edge. Travion Smith, he's going to play for the Chargers. So is Walker. It should be a fun day in the AFC West moving forward. So we got to get a right tackle. We're going to bring in Bridges, but he will not be our starter. We're going to give Gross a chance at 61 overall. We drafted him last year. Hopefully it works out. He has good strength, good pass. His pass blocking and run blocking were not that far off from Bridges. So I'm like, he's still young. He could still develop. All right. We'll also sign some other guys that we'll show off to you guys in a second. Steven Jackson, only 24 years of age. James Kelly, who we drafted last year, is older than him. So I'm like, we gotta rock with Jackson yet again in this drill. Get him as beastly as we can get him. And so far, not only is he looking good, but our fullback is out there blocking and doing his thing as well. We gotta go with him, give that man 3 points to break tackle. Eubanks going into his third season looking to be a beast, 82 overall. So he is blossoming very well. I was hoping that he would be in the high 80s by now, but he's been our third receiver. If he was our number 1 receiver or number 2 receiver, he would definitely be in that mid 80s to high 80s range. Orlando. I had high hopes for Orlando. His training camp did not go that well. 0 points here in his drill, and that opens up the door to bring in a free agent D tackle. Rock Coleman did not get picked up. Kelly Gregg did not get picked up. So now, do we make a move after one of these guys? You better believe it. Rock Coleman. I believe he was already a Raider, right? We believe he was a Raider, then a Falcon. Come on home, baby. Come back to the Oakland Raiders. I believe that's true. Correct me if I'm wrong. Chad Lawton. He is our starting free safety. Him and Pearson are, the only difference is Lawton has better speed. That's really it. And I can trust him as a user. Can he catch? No. So put 3 to his catching or 2 to his catching. And now, one of the surprises last year, the play of Martin and Hayes, 2 rookies, DN, and Martin, a left outside backer. And yes, we're going to try to make sure that he is a beast. He gets 3 points here today. He looks like a beast. We're going to add to what is his weakest link, which is tackling, surprisingly enough. Agility and awareness, both 86 overall. Ghosting, gonna find Doug Jolly. The connection will remain. We got Boston still. Of course, you have Jerry Porter, who did not make the Pro Bowl, but Boston, he did last year. And of course, Doug Jolly was a man amongst boys when we fed him. No more Teo Johnson, so he won't have to compete there. But we will try to blossom or get these tight ends that are backing him up to blossom, because Jolly is 28 years of age. So now it's time to work with Andrews. Ghost to 99 overall accuracy. We bumped up his throw power to the low 80s. And now we got Andrews out there who has great throw power, but his accuracy leaves much to be desired. He's our 3rd string quarterback. Seneca Wallace is our 2nd string. These 2 guys will play in the first preseason game. You will not see Blake Golston. Alright, so the deal is done. We do sign Coleman. Obviously, he's going to come back to the Oakland Raiders. Or maybe this is when he actually did come to the Raiders. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. My memory isn't perfect. Maybe I got CTE. I don't know. Anyways, Amon Green, he is going to be the MVP for the Arizona Cardinals on offense. Defense is going to be Wilson, but they predict that they're going to miss the playoffs at 9-7. The Browns offense going to look different with Michael Vick back there, baby. Oh, it's going to be different. It's going to be different out there. Sunny forecasters for the Chargers. They expect this team to be a wild card team. You take all the Raiders, you should be a wild card team. LT is their offensive MVP. Donnie Edwards is their defensive MVP, obviously. As far as the Jaguars are concerned, it's playoffs or bust for them. Fred Taylor, Mike Peterson, they're thinking Super Bowl. So we are going to need to have some help around Napoleon Harris, according to the Oakland Tribune. It's him and then a cast of nobodies, according to this columnist. Who cares what he has to say? You feel me, but hey, who knows? Our defense will take a hit without having Charles Woodson out there, but he was starting to regress. Now I was like, maybe it's time to make a move to solidify our front 7, and that's exactly what we're doing. It's preseason time, baby, and I like me some preseason football as well. I love August because you get some high school, like late August, get some high school footballs, see some different schemes out there. Not everybody goes spread. Still got some guys in high school that run option plays and all that stuff, like triple option, full house backfields and stuff like that. We did bring in Weathersby and Izzo. And yeah, man, it's preseason time, baby. We're still one of the best teams in the league at 87 overall, 90 overall offense, 84 overall defense. We got to get these guys blossoming and stuff like that. But hey, I think we're going to be A-okay. That's that. First preseason game will be versus the Niners. Hope to see y'all there. Peace, love. Hot sauce.